I would want to be able to cure some of the currently incurable diseases, things, for example, cancer, or the Alzheimer's disease that affects so many of our elderly persons and made their last years such a diminished experience for them and their families. That would be what I would want to do, things like that. And also the problems with kidney disease, such a big problem in Jamaica, and dialysis being so expensive. I'd want to be able to put in place a system that allows, or some cure for that type of renal failure. After a long day, I don't really have any specific go-to comfort food, but if it depends on the time, I might like a cup of tea to revive me, or sometimes some raw peanut. That's what I've been eating recently, some of the raw peanut, then with that don't have the salt added, because I enjoy that too. Well, I like all three, but the truth is that Riverflex is very special because you don't get that opportunity very often if you live in Kingston like I do. And I have very happy memories of going to rivers and bathing in the river and enjoying the river. And in fact, many of those opportunities are in the mountains anyway. And so you can have both the benefit of the mountain experience and the river experience all in one. So that would be my preferred choice. Wow. Well, as you know, in my budget presentation, I called for Bob Marley to be made a national hero and committed that we would do that when we're next formed government. So for me, I would really want to go back to the independence celebrations in Zimbabwe in Africa when Bob Marley and the Wailers performed at the independence celebrations. And it was a historic occasion with a huge crowd. I'd have loved to have been there to witness that. Well, there's so many great movies, but there's a movie called The Martian that I really enjoyed. In fact, I watched it more than once. I'm not somebody who usually watches movies many times, but I did enjoy it. It's a very gripping and interesting story. I recommend it to anybody who hasn't had the opportunity to see. Dogs. Grew up with dogs and still have dogs. Well, clearly I'd want my babes with me, my son. Keep the company. I'd want us to have an ample supply of drinking water. And I would want some communication device so I can radio people to come and take us off. That would be my third choice. Well, I don't know if people know that I've also been very involved in music. In my earlier years, I actually sang in more than one band as a youngster. And then I had a studio and a label with a friend of mine who was an accomplished guitarist. And the two of us produced a few records, with some top artists. Toots and the Maytals did some recordings for us, and several other, Brian and Tony Gold, and many other artists. Even Cindy Breakspears recorded for us. And Della Manley's first album, which is a beautiful album, Ashes on the Windowsill, was our production as well. So yeah, there's that. That's a very hard thing to ask somebody who's no longer eating meat, but I'm a seafood eater, as you know, so I enjoy a good steamed fish cooked down with some okra and pumpkin and them things. Yeah, that's my thing.